Your night was going to be ruined. You could see that as you watched Mrs. Andrews, Eric's mom, coming down the hall carrying a thermometer. Sorry, Mark, it looks like Eric is coming down with the flu. Eric's mom tells you. The flu, you say. We'll have to postpone the sleepover until later. Eric's dad will drive you home in a minute, that's okay. Thanks, you say. She has nice hair, you think as you watch Mrs. Andrews hurry down the hall, but now what am I going to do? You and Eric had made plans for the August sleepover weeks ago. You would watch the baseball game, gorge on junk food, play some pool, look at Eric's latest car model project, yawn, and then, after his parents went to sleep, you both planned to sneak out of the house and hang out in the secret hideout on the roof. Now it wasn't going to happen. After a few minutes of your arrival, you realized that Eric was going to be useless. He was coughing, retching, and looking super tired. Now you sit there absently watching the pre-game show. Mr. Andrews will drive you home, and then what? Your twin sister Melanie is there having a slumber party with 3 of her 7th grade friends with 2 older girls as chaperones. They're probably doing all kinds of girly things, and you'll end up stuck in your room watching TV or playing stupid video games. I wish I could have been a girl, you think. No, don't think that. I'm a boy and that's that. No use in thinking about your sister having a modeling session and doing makeovers with her friends. You can't have any part in that. You sigh in frustration. Ready to go, Mark? It was Mr. Andrews with his car keys. On the way home, you remember the girl games you used to play with your sister. Being military brats, you were always moving from place to place, never there long enough to make friends. After a while, you both resigned yourselves to having only each other as exclusive playmates. You struck up a secret deal. One day you would play games that you liked. Like trucks, soccer, baseball, and other boy games. The next day you would play games that Melanie liked. Like house, dolls, tea party, and dress up. Melanie wasn't that good at sports, but after a few months she got better. You were happy to have someone to play with anyway. But you weren't prepared for how playing the girl games would affect you. You remembered that you used to be jealous of Melanie because of all the pretty clothes she got to wear. She also got to have long hair while yours was always kept short. It's not fair, you used to think. How come she got to be the girl? Then your father died in a training accident, leaving your mother to work and raise you and your sister alone. Now, at the age of 8, you were playing girl games with Melanie even more often. At first she just wanted to play dolls and house with you being the father. Then she wanted to play dress up and pretend that you were her twin sister. She even gave you a girl's name, Melissa. After a while you were dressing up as models using the costumes in Melanie's dress-up trunk. Let's try some of Mom's makeup, Melissa. Melanie said to you one day. You were a little afraid to put on lipstick. What if someone saw? But you let Melanie put makeup on you anyway. Then she wanted to play hairdresser, and so she put one of her play wigs on you and began to style and comb it. After she was done, you looked in the mirror and were aghast. Melanie had turned you into a pretty girl. You were entranced as you gazed at the image in the mirror, dressed in a pretty white silk blouse and a pleated skirt. Your hair was clipped back and flowed down to your shoulders. The lipstick, eyeshadow, and rouge made you look like a teenager even though you were only 9. Melanie clapped her hands in glee. Melissa, you look so pretty. You could only smile shyly as you admired yourself in the mirror. The games continued for the next few years. You found that you would rather play girl games and dress up than play sports with Melanie. She always asked if you wanted to play soccer or something, but you usually allowed yourself to be talked into playing girl. Finally, you confided to your sister, "I like pretending to be a girl. I wish I could be one forever." "Well, at least you can pretend to be Melissa with me," Melanie replied. Those were the best days. You especially loved playing fashion models when you could wear soft silky dresses. Melanie got better at styling your wig and doing your makeup, and you even started to do it yourself. Since your mom worked in her home office in the afternoon, you and Melanie could spend hours playing dress up. How you wish you could have continued. You look like you're deep in thought. Mr. Andrews' voice brought you abruptly back to reality and the ride home. "What cha thinking about?" "Oh, nothing, you lie. Just thinking about missing the sleepover." "Sorry, Mark, maybe in a few weeks we can try it again. I know how you love to help Eric with his models." Secretly, you roll your eyes behind Mr. Andrews' back. He drives on in silence. You begin musing again. Ever since we turned 13, things changed, you think. Suddenly, Melanie didn't want to play girls with you anymore. She started getting mad if you mentioned dressing up. "I don't think you should wear my stuff anymore," she told you. "It was fun when we were kids, but I don't like it anymore." You were crushed. You secretly started to sneak your sister's dresses and underwear to your room where you dressed and pretended to be a girl. Sometimes you took the wig from the costume trunk and used the makeup that was there. You always put it back even though Melanie never went into the trunk anymore. After a while, you began to feel sexually excited when you dressed up. You realized how good it felt to play with yourself by rubbing the soft material against your penis. After spurting in a towel, you would carefully replace all of the borrowed clothes. "Why do I have to dress up in secret? Why can't I just wear girls' clothes and have long hair and makeup whenever you want? It's not fair." These were your constant thoughts. See you soon, Mark. Sorry again, Mr. Andrews said as he pulled into your driveway. You gather your sleeping bag and backpack and trudge up the sidewalk to your front door. As you enter the house, you see Melanie and a bunch of girls sitting in the living room. You recognize most of them, but there are a few faces you don't know, one a very pretty blonde girl, about your age, and another older girl with short brown hair. She looked like she could be one of Cindy's friends. Cindy was the college-age girl who took care of you and Melanie once in a while when your mom went out for the evening. You thought you would sneak by them into your room without being noticed when suddenly they all shout at once, "Hi, Melissa." They all look at you and burst into uncontrollable giggling. You feel your cheeks burn as you realize that they know your girl name. How could Melanie do this to you? You can only stare blankly at the group of girls as you feel your face go pale. Then you flee to your room, absolutely mortified. You sit on your bed and stare at your Game Boy. You aren't playing because you can only think about how Melanie has betrayed you to a bunch of girls and now your life is ruined. By Monday afternoon, it will be all over school that you are a girlish sissy who loves to wear dresses and makeup. You hear a quiet tapping on your door. "Mark?" You hear Melanie say. "I'm sorry." "It's okay. Can I come in?" You rush to the door and fling it open. "What do you want?" you yell. Then you see Cindy standing behind Melanie and you turn bright red. "Why did you all call me Melissa?" You try to pretend that you don't understand. "I said I was sorry. We were playing truth or dare and everyone had to tell a secret they never told anyone." "Don't worry, they won't tell." Melanie looked truly apologetic, but you are still in a rage and panic. "Don't you know? Everyone is gonna make fun of me now. My life is ruined. Melanie, let me talk to Mark for a minute, Cindy said, grabbing Melanie and leading her out. When she came back, she sat on the edge of your bed and looked at you seriously. Mark, it's okay if you like to dress like a girl. I've read a lot about it and it's not that weird. Would you like to dress up tonight? You feel a mixed feeling of dread and relief. You would just laugh at me and make fun, you finally say. No, we won't. This will be fun. We were getting bored anyway. Tell you what, let me talk to the rest of them and make sure it's okay. You wait here. Before you have a chance to reply, Cindy was out the door. You pick up your Game Boy again, but of course you can't play. All you can think about is getting the chance to play girl again, and this time with a whole group of girls. Before you have time to chicken out, Cindy comes back in your room. Okay, here's the deal. The girls will let you join in the slumber party, but you must follow our rules and not act like your usual boyish self. Is that okay? If not, you can just sit up here alone. You sit there, unable to speak or decide what to do. Are you being set up to be humiliated? Should you grab at the chance to be a girl or just forget it? But they know about you already thanks to Melanie. Oh, come on, you know you want to. Just admit it. Cindy said with a smile. Finally you say okay. Fine, says Cindy. You wait here in your room and don't come out for 10 minutes. She leaves you alone. You sit there, not quite believing what's happening. Will they really let you be one of the girls? You suddenly become excited at the possibilities. You unconsciously begin to play with yourself. I'm gonna be a girl, you think. I'm really going to. Before you know it, 10 minutes had passed. You quietly open your door and peer out. The first thing you see is a note pinned to the opposite wall. You look closer at what's written. Melissa, go into the bathroom and get into the tub. More instructions there. The girl makers. You go into the bathroom and the hot steam wafts into your face. Someone has filled the tub. The scent of lavender is strong in the air. You disrobe and climb into the tub. As you soak in the scented bubbles, you see another note slide under the bathroom door. You leave the tub and grab the letter. Melissa, open the bathroom door and get the towel and powder. Inside the towel you will find a pair of slippers. Dry yourself. Then powder your body all over. Wrap the towel around your upper chest, put on the slippers and go back to your room. There will be further instructions there. The girl makers. You open the bathroom door and see a big pink fluffy towel on the floor. You quickly grab it and the bottle of powder lying on top. You quickly glance around to see if the girls are watching and snickering at you. You don't see anyone. You dry off and powder your body as instructed. You feel soft and silky after the perfumed bath and powdering. You slip your feet into the girls' slippers, which were wrapped inside the towel. They feel soft on your feet as you wrap the towel around your chest like a girl would and cautiously steal out of the bathroom. Safely inside your room, you immediately see a note on your bed next to a pile of clothes. You pick it up and read, Melissa, put on the clothes you find here. After you are dressed, walk outside your bedroom, tie the scarf around your head covering your eyes, and then wait for us to get you. The girl makers. You look at the pile of clothes. The first thing you see is a pink bra and thong panty set. You pick up the thong dubiously as you ponder whether to go through with this. Finally you decide, what the heck, it's your chance to dress up with some girls, so let's see how it goes. You put on the thong. Then you put on the bra. You have a hard time snapping the bra in place, but finally you have it on. Next you find some sleepwear. It's a silky pair of dark purple paisley tap pants and a matching short kimono wrap. You decide to hide your penis between your legs. Now your crotch looks smooth like a girl's. Then you put on the kimono and tie the belt around your waist. The combination of the panties, tap pants, and kimono is so soft and silky on your powdered body. You begin to shake with excitement. Now for the moment of truth. What will happen to you next as you cautiously tiptoe out of your room? You tie the scarf around your eye as instructed. Then you wait. Time seems to stand still as you stand in the hallway in darkness. Have they planned something that will be totally embarrassing? What have you gotten yourself into? Just as you're beginning to lose your nerve and go back to your room, you hear some quiet chanting. It's the girls coming down the hall. You can barely make out their eerie recitation. We are the girl makers, we are the girl makers, they chanted over and over. You feel arms grab you and lead you down the hall as the incessant drone continues, we are the girl makers, we are the girl makers. Then they start turning you around and you lose your bearings. You don't know where you are or what will happen next. Suddenly you feel yourself being pushed as many arms gently lay you on the rug. You think you're in the living room, but you don't know. Then you hear a girl's voice in your ear. It may be Cindy, but it's low and breathy. You will speak only when spoken to, is that clear? You begin to get a little scared as you stutter yes. Very well. You are here because of your desire to be a girl. Yes or no, the voice asks. Yes, you're beginning to squirm a little. Then repeat after me, I, Melissa, do solemnly swear. I'm Melissa. You repeat as Cindy feeds you each line. Do solemnly swear that I want to become a girl and will dress and act accordingly. I will abide by the rules of the Girl Makers Society and will not go back to being a boy until I am told. So help me Goddess. After the oath you lie there very still. Then you hear the girl makers chanting, satin and lace the boy we erase, satin and lace the boy we erase. Then you suddenly feel a gentle whipping go by your face. You can't really make out what it was, but it feels like a cool breeze caused by something silky soft. Then you feel it again. You reach up to brush it away. Keep your arms at your side, Melissa, whispered Cindy sternly in your ear. You obey and feel more wispy things at your legs, your arms, then your body and head and face again. Then you feel that it's silky clothing being brushed all over your body. It's lingerie and girls' underwear. The girl makers continue chanting, satin and lace. As they drag their soft silky nightgowns, baby dolls, panties and bras all over your body. Then they begin dropping the lingerie on top of you. You're being buried in girls' underwear and nightgowns. The panties and slips land on your face and you breathe in the fresh girly aroma of the intimate attire. You lay there under the pile of satin and silk and the girl makers stop chanting. You hope that they don't notice your raging hardness under the tap pants and thong panties, but how can they when you're buried under a pile of lingerie? Then the girls begin a new chant, make up her face, the boy we erase, make up her face, the boy we erase. You lay there wondering what would happen next as the girl makers remove the lingerie from on top of you. Then you hear Cindy whisper in your ear, don't move Melissa, and you feel a light brushing on your cheek. You recognize the smell of blush powder as someone applies it to your face. Then you feel the creamy wet lipstick being spread on your mouth. All through this you hear the chanting. Then the verse changes again, long flowing hair, for maiden fair, long flowing hair, for maiden fair. You can sense that the girl makers are circling your prone body. Then you feel one of them lean over you, letting her hair brush your face. She swishes her hair all around and you feel the softness caress your cheeks. Then she leaves and another girl smothers your face with her hair. You can smell the pretty scent of her recently shampooed tresses. One by one each of the girl makers shakes her hair on your face. Then they are all swishing their hair all over your body. You are overcome with excitement as you taste your painted lips and squirm in your thong and tap pants. The silk kimono is caressing your legs as the girl makers continue their ritual. After a few minutes of this, the girl makers stop their full body hair massage. You are then pulled to your feet by the two older girls. Your sister's friends certainly couldn't lift you up so easily. The entire time you hear the girl makers continue their chant, long flowing hair, for maiden fair, long flowing hair, for maiden fair. Then you hear Cindy talk to another girl, hand me Melissa's hair. You feel a long silky soft flowing wig being placed on your head. Then they began to brush and style your new hair even as you stand there submissively. Okay, that's good enough for now. Good job, girl makers. I think Melissa is ready to join our group, you hear Cindy say. She then unties the scarf, which has hitherto kept you in darkness. You blink as the lights hit your eyes. Finally, as your eyes adjust, you see all 5 girls standing around you. They are all smiling, satisfied with your transformation. Welcome to the Girl Makers Club, Melissa. You are now a girl, says Cindy. How do you feel? Okay, I guess, you say. No, that's not good enough. You better show proper appreciation for being allowed to join our group. You begin to turn red. Thank you very much for making me a girl. I'm very happy that you've dressed me up so pretty, you hear yourself say. That's better, says Cindy. Now let's continue with the girl games we had planned. First, let's have introductions all around. Hi Melissa, my name's Amber, says the older girl who you didn't know. My name's Ashley, rejoins a girl who was about 14. You know my friend Lisa, offers Melanie. Good. Now that we know each other, let's start with the makeovers. Amber, you start working on Melissa's nails and you other girls can give each other pedicures since you're already wearing nail polish. Cindy was taking charge of the party. You look around and see that there are plenty of drinks and snacks to be had. You can't eat anything, however, since Amber was busily working on filing and painting your fingernails. How long have you wanted to be a girl, Melissa? She asked. Well, a while, I guess. Melissa! Cindy interjected, try to sound more feminine. Your voice sounds like a boy's. Try to make your voice sound high and girlish-like. I've been dressing like a girl for 5 years. I just love dresses and makeup. The girl makers finished the nail painting. You look at your hands and toes and are delighted to see them coated in a bright shiny red. Now for the makeover session, says Cindy. She pulls out a huge cosmetic kit and Amber proceeds to apply large amounts of makeup to your face. You are not allowed to sneak glances of yourself in the mirror, so you settle in and enjoy the makeover. A few minutes later, Amber says that she's done with the makeup. She then brushes your hair and puts in some pretty hair clips. Okay, she's finished, she says. All the girls gather around. You see that your sister and her friends are all made up like models. They look so beautiful. Oh my God! I can't believe that's you, says Melanie. That's the prettiest you've ever looked. She holds up a mirror and you see a very cute girl staring back at you. That's me? I can't believe it, you say in your high voice. The fun's just beginning, Melissa. Now we're going to have a fashion show, says Cindy. Now you are truly in your glory as you and the girl makers try on dress after dress. Amber finds some good dance music and the other girls create a model runway. Then they applaud as Cindy commands you to model your clothes. First you show off in a silky cocktail dress, then they have you wear a cheerleader's outfit, a leather miniskirt and sweater set, a variety of other girls' outfits, and then finally Cindy puts you in her prom gown. All the while you are modeling for the girls, getting more and more comfortable being Melissa. Amber has brought a Polaroid camera with her and she was busy taking photo after photo of the new girl in town. You pose prettily for the camera. Now we will play secrets, says Cindy. Everyone has already told a secret except Melissa. Now it's your turn, Melissa. Well, you know about my big secret now, but I have another I haven't told anyone. You stammer. It's just that, well, I think I'm a lesbian. The girl makers were stunned into silence. Then they all break up laughing. You just haven't found the right guy yet, Melissa. Amber laughed. You turn bright red. But I don't like guys, you whine. Oh, it's okay, says Lisa, I think it's great. But I prefer guys myself. You are every shade of red as they continue to prod you about being a girl who likes girls instead of guys. Finally, everyone seems to tire out. You look at the clock and see that it's 1:30 in the morning. I think everyone better get to sleep. It's getting late, says Cindy. All the girls begin to curl up in their sleeping bags. They're all sleeping in the living room. You can sleep with us, Melissa, since you're a girl now. Melanie says. Just don't try any lazy funny stuff, says Ashley jokingly. But what about all this makeup? What if Mom sees? You cry. Don't worry, we'll wash it off tomorrow before your mom gets home. So you settle down to sleep in your sleeping bag. What a night you've had. Never in your wildest dreams did you think you would spend the night being a girl at a slumber party. You sigh in satisfaction as you drift off to sleep. The next morning you wake up in your room alone. You vaguely remember getting up in the middle of the night and sleepily wandering to your own bed. You get up and the first thing you realize is that you're still wearing your girl's underwear and the kimono. Your wig is still on but in disarray and your makeup is still painted on your face, a bit smeared and faded, but there. You look on your desk and see a bunch of photos of you modeling your pretty clothes. Then you get a horrible feeling in the pit of your stomach. You quietly open your bedroom door and your worst fears are realized. The Girl Makers Club has left and you hear your mom talking to Melanie. How will I get off all this makeup without my mom knowing, you think? The panic sets in as you look at your feminized face in the mirror. You straighten out your wig and then for some reason you brush out your hair again. Amber had put on so much makeup that you still looked girlish. You stare at yourself and ponder what to do. Then, without allowing yourself time to chicken out, you put on your fluffy slippers and walk out your bedroom door. Your heart starts to beat a mile a minute as you head towards your mom's voice in the kitchen. You take a deep breath and march right in. Your mom is sitting at the kitchen table and she looks up in surprise. She looks like she doesn't even recognize you. You've come this far, you just blurted out, "Hi Mom, I've decided what I want to be when I grow up."